Connected to iPhone. rode shotgun in the lead Humvee, and I looked for bombs. Stop chart. You don't see the bomb unless they want you to.
What you got?
I don't see nothing, man.
You don't see it. He feels it.
I was a good soldier. I had purpose, and I loved it.
You kicked some ass over there?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
We wanted it to be perfect.
I'm home with my favorite girls. It's perfect, baby.
Am I getting late or what?
Oh, yeah, you're getting late.
Maybe I'm foolish.
How long you been up?
It's already 4 p.m. in Baghdad. Got one chocolate chip smiley face pancake for you.
She doesn't like chocolate.
Okay, I guess I missed that part.
I'm only human.
2 Army Commendation Medals, an Army Achievement Medal. Impressive.
You never told me you were a hero. Don't spare me the details. I can take anything but quiet.
Some people got the real problem.
You are my hammer out there. Don't let these young...
What up, guys? So what's up, guys? What's up with you? What's up with you? the hell you still doing up, bro? Yes, sir. Motherfuckers up on that late night shit. Oh, hell. Same old shit, bro. I'm cool. You already know. As long as I can come in this room right here and do what I do, life is always treating me good. You know what I'm saying? I got good company. You know what I'm saying? Good company to conversate with. Always got some good broccolis.
Smooth. New non-Greek yogurt from Chobani.
Savage, and you might think she outstanding. Make that girl go through practice. Take 3 Xannies like a hat trick. Take another pill for that.
No.
Taylor.
See, I'm smoking on 5 different kinds. I don't plan on waking up in the morning. I'm just sleep for a day. Art in the dark, your ass still up too? Man, y'all some night owls, man. I'ma spark this up just for y'all, cause y'all motherfuckers still up with me. I know that's right. That's how I do it sometimes, man. Just go to bed like 7 o'clock, and then I'm up like now. I go to bed 7, 8 o'clock, wake up at 11, 12 o'clock, come right in the fucking studio. Come right in the studio. Ain't that right, Art? Man, Art in the Dark, 420. I tell y'all this personally, man. Y'all, hey, I sure love y'all, man, and appreciate how much y'all support me, man. Y'all being here damn near more than anybody else, man. You know, that shit really means something to me, bro. That shit really does. I know who always come and check me out, even if it's just for a little while to pop in and be like, yo, what's up, Trap? That shit mean a lot to me, bro. Both of y'all. Y'all motherfuckers be in here with me all the time, yo. Uh-oh, not that Battlefront. All right, bro.
Taylor.
See, I'll probably just be in here for an hour with my dancer. I'll probably go grind on some of that Ghost Recon Wildlands and see if I can get a couple levels up before I go back to sleep. I feel you.
High and tight. Whew.
What's that, you was playing that Star Wars or that Ghost Recon? Yo, Michael, what's up, yo? What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do?
At Fifth Third Bank, we're working hard to make our ATMs a Fifth Third better.
Fees. No fees.
Yo.
I prefer no fees.
Yeah, a new project. I already started it. This has been started for about a week or so I'm just applying the second layer of paint to it now. But yeah, that's normally how it goes. I'll get like 4 or 5 canvases prepped and get an underpainting. The first layer of paint, I really don't even consider this the first layer of paint. You know what I'm saying? The underpainting is the preparation for the first layer of paint. But it's weird how I think about it when you really look at it, because this layer of paint here, you'll never see it. You know, because I'm gonna paint over this portion 2-3 times. But so what I'll do is I'll get a couple canvases drawn up, I get them toned, and then I'll put the underpaintings on them. And the underpaintings can sit for, you know, a week, 2 weeks, a month before I even get to it. So this has been prepared for about a month. And so now I'm just working my way through the second layer of paint. The first layer of paint over the underpainting. And you'll be able to start seeing a dramatic change in just the skin texture. So you can see the underpainting is really thick and blocky and choppy, and it's meant to be that way. Your first layer of paint, you just want to fill in the drawing. It's not going to be perfect. Your lines aren't going to be straight. You're not going to blend your colors smoothly. You just want to fill in the drawing. And you can see just how blocky and choppy it is. But then just with one extra layer of paint, you start defining your tones more. You start blending your colors in a little more. And you start shaping out your lines and getting your details a little more thinner. And here, just from her leg and his shoulder, you can tell the difference in how much the paint has actually been blended into each other. Where this is barely, these colors have barely been blended at all. Where his skin tone, you almost have a seamless transition from one tone to the other. Hold up, I'm missing something. Who likes car bombs? What's going on? Dooley, I don't know what the... I don't know what time shit y'all on. Y'all come to the wrong fucking place. Hussein, nobody don't give a fuck what the fuck you talking about. I'm about to block your dumb ass. And Dooley, I don't know what the fuck type shit you on either, but I'll probably block your dumb ass too. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is weird as shit, man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? And if that's your first thought that comes to mind, that this is two dudes, then you have a problem. You have a serious problem, bro. Honestly. I would seek some professional counseling for that. Or at least talk to your mama. Ask her some real questions.
Taylor about the fucking flex.
No, those aren't, I can already tell those are some fucking stupid ass Americans with some fucking sub accounts with Muslim names. Nobody, I swear, yo. That's just some dumb ass shit for real, yo. Dooley just got blocked. A motherfucking, and these two motherfucking Husseins. And that's why they coming here at the same time, yo. Muhammad Hussein and Syed Hussein. Ain't no motherfucking, that ain't no damn coincidence. Two motherfuckers last name Hussein coming here at the same time. And then both of these motherfuckers start talking shit at the same time. Like, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody got time for that. And if they was like some regular trolls just trying to troll on some shit, but that was some extra shit right there. It's like a, tag team trolls. And tag team trolls got blocked. That's all it is, yo. Some kids with some fucking sub accounts. I don't see sickness. I don't see anything you're talking about that could even slightly, remotely, possibly resemble anything of a baseball scene. Is that a baseball painting back there? I don't see nothing in the frame that kind of even looks like a baseball painting. Oh, there's a guy wearing a baseball cap, but that's a football team. Yeah, but that's in Atlanta. That's a Atlanta Falcons hat. The Falcons are a football team. Am I not correct? Yeah, that was a correlation right there. That wasn't no coincidence. I don't like no shit like that. Like tag team trolls. Both y'all motherfuckers ain't got shit to do. Boy, get the fuck out of here. Ban both y'all. Ain't that Dooley guy come here with that dumbass shit? That's too late. It's too early in the morning for that shit. Nah. Sickness. I don't really fuck with sports like that. You'll probably never ever see any kind of sports themed art from me.
$2.99? Last time we ate this good for $2.99, we were in college.
No, I was in college. You were.
Unless I'm getting paid. Now, if somebody pays me to do some sports themed art, like one of my homies, he loves the Cowboys, yo. So he had me do a portrait of him, and he got his Cowboys hat on, his Cowboys jacket, his Cowboys jersey, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, but that was a commission. It wasn't like for my own private collection, just for my own fun of enjoyment of painting. Like I don't really deal with sports. I don't know much about sports. When I do buy sports shit, it is strictly for fashion. I got a couple of fucking baseball caps and shit like that just because they match articles of clothing that I wear. You know, I got nice white t-shirts and white sneakers, so I wear a white baseball hat. Or I wear a gray and red one that matches my outfit and my shoes for the day. And people just assume just because you wear, you know, sports articles of clothing that you're into that sport or you know about that team, and it's like, no. It's a color scheme for me. That's all it is, yo. It's the colors. Oh, there's no room in my studio, man. I'm outgrowing this place faster and faster every year. Oh yeah. Appreciate it, bro. You can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, DeviantArt, all that shit, man. Paintings by the Prince. That's where you can find me. Because my last name is Prince. Yeah, I do have a website, but it's pretty old. It hasn't been updated just because social media has really taken over for websites. So if you're not on social media, if you don't have any social media links or apps, then you can visit my website, which is travisprince.blogspot.com. And check out some of my older stuff up there. I definitely do need to update my page, but I really haven't done it in a while, just because it's easier to post images and communicate with people on like Facebook and Instagram. When I go to my website, I have to go to a whole different like email account and log into a whole different fucking server to get in there just to like update photographs or check messages on that shit, where Facebook is just instantaneous, you know, instant messaging, direct messaging, and you can send a picture in a jiffy. So yeah, so everything, all of my social media sites are Paintings by the Prince. Paintings, plural, with the S. Paintings by the Prince. And you can find me anywhere. Like I say, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, DeviantArt, Tumblr, all that stuff. Yeah, it'll be under the same name. I think Facebook is probably the better place to go if you just want to see art. My community page, Paintings by the Prince, I don't post anything else up there other than art. It's strictly art. You know, there's nothing else on that site. My Instagram is all of my newer, more current pieces, but I also throw like just, you know, photographs from my everyday life in there, from little dumb shit that I do. So my Instagram isn't strictly art. So far my Tumblr is strictly art, just because I really just started Tumblr and Twitter. My Twitter is not strictly art. My Twitter is a lot of stuff that I talk about on here, because I follow a lot of black activists on Twitter and I retweet a lot of their posts. So there's more political stuff on my Instagram. My Deviant art is all art, and that's about it. Klaatu, how to paint fog. That's a tough one. It all depends on if what's in the fog. The vantage point of the fog. Are you looking at this scene from a distance where you just see fog, or is it like me and you standing next to each other and there's fog in between us? I don't know. It would be weird, but in any scenario, trying to paint fog would probably be the last process you would almost want to. It's like you would have to paint over your painting. Your mom likes me topless? Tell her I say hey. Yeah, fog is... I've never done it. You can look at my art. I've never really painted fog. I wanna try to do a really dark nighttime photograph. I want to attempt to paint someone who is submerged underwater, and maybe some shit like that, some dense fog. Those are some challenges that I haven't really tackled yet. But yeah, in my mind, the way I look at it, I think you would have to almost finish the painting or finish whatever first, and then really thin your colors down or go light with your pencil. And oh yeah, you did say paint though, but yeah, thin your mediums down and just kind of paint over the image. Yeah, you would have to thin it, man. There's a fruit fly in here, and I want to kill it. Did I get it? I did. Yeah, I'm thinking you would just have to do like a couple of layers of more like a wash. Not even, I mean, like thin it down so much that it's basically just a wash, and be very strict where you put it at, because how fog is a cloud. That's all it is. Fog is a cloud, and you know how clouds are. When the light hits the curvature of it, it can go from that dark spot to a really bright spot real easy. And fog is so transparent. You'll have that heavy spot of fog, and then it'll be like the next section right next to it'll be almost completely see-through. You working on some challenging shit. Now you got me want to go take a picture of some early morning fog and try to paint that shit. Yeah, you think I'm playing? Watch and see. I'm gonna figure this shit out too. I have never painted fog. That is something very interesting. That would actually be a challenge, bro. Like, yeah. I ain't even gonna lie, class. I can't be of much assistance on that one. I've never done it. Now you got me wanting to try some stuff. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick, guys. I am so thirsty right now.
Taylor about the fucking flex.
Yeah, I would definitely try to practice on something else, yo. Get a little canvas or something, yeah, or I don't know, a little piece of wood or something, and fuck around with the thickness of the paint and see how it does first. Yeah, that's something that even myself, I would probably want to do a quick study. I'll get a little small canvas and sketch it out and do a quick study on that shit before I fuck up a big canvas. I would give you a piece. I honestly would. But, you know, seeing as the fact that I can't give you a piece, I'm just have to eat the left and the right Twix by myself. This little piece of candy, it's so delicious right now. Paintings by the Prince. Paintings by the Prince. That's alliteration.
they think you can just snap out of it, and you can't get other people to understand that.
I want some chocolate now. Paintings by the Prince. Paintings by the Prince. Paintings by the Prince. Paintings by the Prince, yeah. Paintings by the Prince, yeah. Paintings by the Prince. Paintings by the Paintings by the Prince, yeah. Paintings by the Prince, yeah. Paintings by the Prince. Paintings by the Prince. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up, yeah. I try to keep it, man, keep it where people are interested in what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, I already know I'm very, very opinionated, and I got some strong views and some strong opinions. But that's why I try to understand everybody else's viewpoints and opinions, because I know how I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't want everybody to think the same way that I think. I just want everybody to understand the way that I think and why the way I think the way I do. And I want to understand why other people think the way they think. You know what I'm saying? So I do try to start good conversations in here. And I'm always making some beautiful art. So Trump 2020, jump 2020, Trump 2020, Trump 2020. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is a tobacco cigarette for one, and for two, go Trump, because Trump said he was gonna legalize marijuana nationally on a national level. That's my man. Go Trump. Go ahead, Trump. You take marijuana off the federal drug list, you my boy. That's my boy. That's my boy, Trump. But until then, all I can do is just smoke regular tobacco cigarettes. You know? Trump 2020. Trump 2020. I mean, all his speeches are written. China owns all our fucking debt. And North Korea really ain't gonna do shit. So ain't shit to worry about. He can just sit in the White House for 8 years and do the same thing that Obama did. Sign directive orders. Do the same thing that Bush did. Sign orders. Same thing Clinton did. Same thing Bush Sr. did. Same thing Reagan did. Cause you know, motherfucking Zbigniew Brzezinski wrote that book, The Grand Chessboard. You gotta read shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know Henry Kissinger was in the White House for Bush 1 and 2, Reagan, and Obama. Henry Kissinger been in the White House longer than 4 presidents. Oh, but the presidents are making all the decisions, right? Because Congress sits in that bitch for life. Because judges get life terms. Oh, but Trump 2020. Trump. You think that motherfucker making any goddamn plans? You think he is personally sitting down, drawing up legislation? Himself, Trump. Donald Trump. Do you think he's sitting in front of a laptop coming up with a better healthcare reform, typing up 2,000 pages of this shit himself? Nah, it don't work like that. Just the same way Obama didn't write Obamacare. It just has his name on it. You know what I'm saying? Trump wants to build this wall. Is he himself, is Donald J. Trump himself physically sitting down, calculating the numbers on how much it would cost and where the funding is going to come from, who these contractors are going to be, the time frame? Is he doing all of that himself? I doubt it. You know? Yeah, Kissinger was in there for decades, man, decades. The motherfuckers think the president got for Trump, Twitter. It's not their job. That's not their job. What is their job then? Okay, as the commander-in-chief, their job is to allow everyone else to write up all their speeches, directive orders, decisions, presidential shit like that, and all they got to do is sit back and sign papers. Look here. We got you going over to you gotta go over to Abu Dhabi. Talk with some of these motherfuckers next week, yo. This is what we want you to say. Don't deviate from the script too much, because you make yourself sound like an idiot when you do. Just stick to the script. Sign this paper. Show it to the camera. We're good. That's all you got to do. Make KFC great again. KFC would actually have to sell chicken again before they can ever be great. Whatever that shit they're selling now, it's not chicken. It's like some Franken chicken or something. Yeah, we do need better education, bro. Obviously, that's why you're in here, right? You're in here to educate me, right? You're just gonna save the black community with your grand education, right? Fantastic. I'm waiting. Am I gonna get a degree from this? Is there any kind of funding for this scholarship? Huh? Because I have to think exactly like you think, right? Because you've been indoctrinated by Western culture and the American public education system. You learn to memorize facts and regurgitate them on command. So that makes you educated. And more black people need to be educated like the white man. Fuck out of here. That's why you're in my stream and I'm not in yours. That's why you're sending me messages and I'm not sending you messages. Y'all gotta think about shit like that. Cause no one forces you to come in here. You're doing all of this on your own free will. So who's the smart one? What is that, fucking Dutch? Don't make me pull out my translator and ban you guys for racial harassment. Make me pull out my fucking translator. Oh, but blacks are so dumb.
Some beers have a lot of ingredients, a lot of different ingredients. Our beer is brewed with 4 essential ingredients: barley, rice, water, and hops. Here's to the beer you can always count on, brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
Tombstone! I took that serious! I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for 2016 to end. I am so done with this year. This was honestly one of the years we can remember. And on top of that, it was a leap year, so there was an extra day of To be honest, only an asshole would be thankful for a year like this.
President-elect Donald Trump kicking off his thank you tour, visiting the key battleground states that helped secure his win against Hillary Clinton.
Of course, the worst year for us is the best year for Trump. You know, when we lose, he wins. It's like he owns one of those cleaning companies that only cleans up crime scenes. It's like, oh boy, triple homicide, cha-ching! And I thought the thank you tour was a waste of time. Honestly, I did. Until I watched it. And I realized that the thank you tour is actually some of the most important speaking Donald Trump has done all year. Like yesterday, Trump was in Wisconsin, right? And in between thanking the voters, he also gave us a glimpse of his true relationship with the Speaker of the House.
Speaker Paul Ryan. Where's the Speaker? Where is he? He has been, I'll tell you, he has been terrific. And you know, honestly, he's like a fine wine. Every day goes by, I get to appreciate his genius more and more. Now, if he ever goes against me, I'm not going to say that, okay?
I get the feeling that when Trump says Paul Ryan is like a fine wine, what he really means is that he wants to lock Ryan up in a basement for like 40 years. You've got to read between the lines. But what stands out in that clip for me is not the compliments, but it's how blatantly Trump admits how empty his words are. Just watch that last part again.
I get to appreciate his genius more and more. Now, if he ever goes against me, I'm not going to say that, okay?
Yeah, you see that? Straight up. If Paul Ryan is like a fine wine, then Donald Trump is like a fine meth. Yeah, just a little, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? The guy's blatantly saying it. I like him now, but if he goes against me, I won't say that. I won't say that. And this is not actually a new thing. What we're seeing here is a character I like to call Truth Trump. You'll notice it if you watch him closely, right? The Donald voices some political opinion, and then Truth Trump slips out and tells you the real deal.
You've been hearing me say it's a rigged system, but now I don't say it anymore because I won. Okay? It's true. You know, now I don't care. I don't care.
You see? It throws everyone off. Because politicians aren't supposed to be honest about their lying. Right? You don't even get mad, you just get confused. You really do. Imagine if your boyfriend was like, baby, I didn't go to the club, I was home. Unless you were home too when I was somewhere else, then that, I was somewhere else, that doesn't make you mad. I mean, that's the thing. But I wasn't at the club. And now with this tour, Trump is finally admitting that it was all bull. He's admitting it blatantly. Take Hillary, for example, right? Trump spent the entire campaign saying that Hillary was a dangerous criminal who had ruined the country. And for that, he was going to lock her up. People chanted it. They held up signs. He even said it to her face at a debate. It was the one specific piece of policy he had. But now that he's got what he wanted, Truth Trump tells it like it is.
Because I heard my opponent had scheduled Michigan unexpectedly. It was like all of a sudden with President Obama and Michelle and Bill and Hillary, and they were going to Michigan. No, it's okay. No, forget it. That plays great before the election. No, we don't care, right?
I'm sorry, what? He even says it plays great? Just, it plays great before the election, but now we don't care? Yeah, like everyone else was doing this for real, and he was just playing, he was just testing it out. You can even feel some people in the crowd were like, yeah, wait, we were playing? Come on, I wrote that on Grandpa's tombstone. I took that seriously. That's not even the biggest surprise. Because look, I can get going hard on your opponents, right? But Trump's campaign's central appeal was that he was an outsider. A man whose main mission was to drain the swamp. He said it all the time. He was going to get rid of the lobbyists and get rid of Wall Street money and give D.C. back to the people. But Truth Trump, he tells it like it is.
We're going to drain the swamp of corruption. Funny how that term caught on, isn't it? I tell everyone, I hated it. Somebody said, drain the swamp. I said, oh, that's so hokey. That is so terrible. I said, all right, I'll try it. So like a month ago, I said, drain the swamp. Place went crazy. I said, whoa, what's this? Then I said it again. Then I started saying it like I meant it, right? And then I said it, I started loving it. And the place loved it. It's drain the swamp. I mean, it's true. It's true. It's true. Drain the swamp.
You know what Trump is like? He's like a magician telling everyone how he did the trick. And still some people are like, wow, magic. It's magic.
It's magic.
Ooh,
Wow.
Magic. Hey there. Thanks for watching. If you like that video...
Yo, that's one of my favorite pieces that motherfucking Trevor Noah put together on Trump. Yeah, that motherfucker said Truth Trump come out. Trump say, that played well before the election. Now, we don't care anymore. Nobody cares. And y'all motherfuckers voted for this dude. Yeah, come on, man. Trump 2020. Trump 2020. Trump 20. Come on, get the fuck out of here, man. Trump say, drain the swamp. Yeah, I told him, man, it sounds so hokey. I don't know. So a couple weeks ago, I just tried it out. I said drain the swamp. Oh, man, the place went wow. And then I said it like I meant it. And it's true. It's true. Yes, it's true. We need to drain the swamp of corruption. It's true. Get the fuck out of here. Do you really believe that, Trump? Trump equals fart. God damn. Did you just Trump? Stank ass. Damn. I know you Trump. I can smell the shit. Damn. Trump 2020. Go ahead, vote that motherfucker back in there. You think he give a fuck about y'all? Lock her up. Lock her up. No. That played well before the election. Now we don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? I used to say the system was rigged. You know? But now that I got elected, who cares? I won. I don't have to say the system is rigged anymore. You know? Because I won. Lock her up. That's your boy Trump, though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. That's one hell of a dude, I'll tell you that. Oh, Trumpy boy. That shit was called, Trump lets the truth come out post-election. The Daily Show. You can't tell me that shit wasn't funny. This dude just really said that? Yeah, but Trump has rape charges brought up against him and all other kind of allegations. So he's a dishonest, unindicted felon as well. And Trimotic, I wasn't even really gonna say nothing about your last comment, but no need to shove your opinions down our throat, bruh. This is my stream. What are you talking about? This is my stream. If you don't like my opinions, just change the channel, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hopping in your stream saying this. That would be me trying to shove my opinion down your throat. If you leave my stream and then I come to your stream and I follow you around saying the same shit, now I'm trying to shove my opinion down your throat. But this is my own platform. Oh, the October surprise. I mean, it's all good, man. Hey, either way, bro, he's a president. It don't fucking matter. He's gonna do the same shit anybody else would have done in the presidency. Follow fucking orders and maintain the status quo. You're not fighting for change. You're not gonna change the fucking system. You're not gonna change the power structure as one man. I don't care if you're a fucking a half white mixed mulatto biracial man who claims to be black, or some fucking all-American female who is married to an ex-president, or some business tycoon who said if his daughter wasn't his daughter, yeah, he would fuck her. It don't matter who you are. You know what I'm saying? The presidency is a puppet position until the masses can come together and figure out a real solution as to knock government back down a little bit. Some kind of coup de grace, motherfucking anarchistic rebellion like how many other countries have done in the past 2 decades? Greece, Rome, Turkey. Who else has overthrown their government in the last couple decades? And a lot of them ain't really much better, but people are really fighting for fucking change. In this country, motherfuckers think, oh, we'll just elect change. The shit don't fucking work because the power control is still there.
No more.
You was blocked, yeah? It don't, I mean, the power of the fucking position of commander-in-chief is dictatorship. And that's why the Patriot Act 1 and 2, in PDD 51, in, what's the other presidential directive? order, fucking 1171 or some shit like that. They give that figurehead dictatorship powers, and it is totally there. So don't say, oh, he's not a dictator. Anybody who steps into that office has the power to become a dictator, and they've signed so many fucking laws and directives and acts and everything to make it possible. And that's why people were so scared of Obama, because they say, oh, he's gonna be a dictator, because they know the power is there for it to happen. And they just really were extra scared when the face was a little bit darker than, you know, your average president, even though he's one of them, because he's a half-blood, he's half-breed. But nobody ever really seems to mention that. Like, he's not a black man. He's not black, he's mulatto. And Trump isn't some God savior. He's a fucking moron who's just has good business habits because he comes from a wealthy family with good business habits. So most of the time, if your granddad went to the military and your dad went to the military, you probably go to the military. If your granddad was a dentist and your mom was a dentist, then you could turn into a dentist. You see how that pattern works? And when families build businesses and have residual wealth that they can pass down generationally, then you just happen to pick up habits from your family. That doesn't make you a good person or make you intelligent. It makes you have good business habits. And especially when your family can give you $1 million to start out with. So that doesn't make him some godhead who understands the very intricate, detailed workings of our fucking government on a global scale of you know, social relations with fucking other countries and shit. This dude is just some businessman who understands that his position as president will boost his brand, his personal brand. The value of his own personal net wealth will go up just from his popularity as being commander-in-chief of the free world. You know, it's this whole scheme, and he knows he doesn't have to make any real decisions. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's some real intelligent guy like JFK going through some Cuban Missile Crisis or some shit trying to see if we gonna fucking launch a nuke or not. This motherfucker is Twitter beefing with basketball players and making fun of people's wives and shit. And like, this is who you guys really voted for. And it's sad to see that America, the populace of this country, have been so dumbed down and influenced by this reality TV type of lifestyle that they think it is suitable and okay for a president to, you know, call out people as sons of bitches on national television. You know what I'm saying? And they said, oh, they got on Obama for wearing a tan suit. That motherfucker wore a tan suit. Nation went crazy. This motherfucker say, Trump say, oh, if I was the president of any of these football clubs, I would fire them son of a bitches. And everybody's like, yeah.
Final Fantasy 15.
But, you know, Trump 2020, man.
The App Store.
Trump 2020. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Trust me. When I say what I do in my art, man, and the people I meet, I talk to a lot of people from around the world, yo. All over the UK, Australia, Germany, Japan, South America. Like, I talk to people from everywhere, Canada. And that's the real hurdle that, yo, my nose hairs are growing so long. I'm not picking boogers, yo. It's weird. Like, my nose hairs, every time I breathe, they're moving. That shit tickles so bad, yo. It's like, that's that shit about getting old, yo. But Yeah, a really big hurdle for the average American is we don't really see how the rest of the world views us. And right now we're not, well, not even just right now, but for a long time we haven't been popular at all. Maybe since World War II. We haven't really been popular. And you know, and our foreign relations aren't getting better. And you know, a president really isn't gonna fucking change shit, yo. Yeah, I have one. I'm just too lazy to do that shit, yo. Sometimes I try to grab them and pow! But I do have like the little battery operated thing. I have it. I got it for Christmas last year and never even opened that shit, yo. Still in the pack. I don't know. That shit seems kind of weird. Shoving that shit up my nose like that. And I've been here for an hour and a half and I ain't really I ain't do shit. Word up, I ain't do shit in an hour and a half. Oh, it's all good. Good conversation going on. But when you understand that the power doesn't shift, there is no real power shift when presidents change office. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same structure. And the more things seemingly change is the more they stay the same. You know, they'll give you something that appears to be changed. Even with Obama, it appeared to be great change and yes we can and hope and change. And the whole system stayed the fucking same. There was no change. There was no real fundamental change. Oh, we can't do anything in 8 years. You know?
With the name Little Ovens, can't be faking. That my friends.
The same thing with Trump. Yo, there is no real change. There is no real fucking change. And you can go in and quote all these numbers about fucking GOPD and this and that and National Reserves and whatever you want to do. Are we still at war? Do we still have military installations in all these other countries across the all the world? Are we still motherfucking controlled by a private central bank? You know what I'm saying? Is these motherfuckers still doing fucking geoengineering and chemtrail experiments? Okay, then ain't shit fucking changed, yo. Ain't nothing fucking changed. Democracy has no place here. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with unity and justice for all. And to the republic for which it stands,
Now, there's one thing you might have noticed I don't complain about. Politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck. Yeah. Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders. And term limits ain't going to do you any good. You're just going to wind up with a brand new bunch of selfish, ignorant Americans. So maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here. Like the public. Yeah, the public sucks. There's a nice campaign slogan for somebody. The public sucks. Fuck hope. Fuck hope. Because if it's really just the fault of these politicians, then where are all the other bright people of conscience? Where are all the bright, honest, intelligent Americans ready to step in and save the nation and lead the way? We don't have people like that in this country. Everybody's at the mall, scratching his ass, picking his nose, taking his credit card out of his fanny pack and buying a pair of sneakers with lights in them. So I have solved this little political dilemma for myself in a very simple way. On election day, I stay home. I don't vote. Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't vote. Two reasons I don't vote. First of all, it's meaningless. This country was bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. The shit they shuffle around every 4 years doesn't mean a fucking thing. And secondly, I don't vote because I believe if you vote, you have no right to complain. People like to twist that around, I know. They say, well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But where's the logic in that? If you vote, and you elect dishonest, incompetent people, and they get into office and screw everything up, well, you are responsible for what they have done. You caused the problem. You voted them in. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, who did not vote, who, in fact, did not even leave the house on election day, am in no way responsible for what these people have done and have every right to complain as loud as I want about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with. So I know that a little later on this year you're going to have another one of those really swell presidential elections that you like so much. You'll enjoy yourselves. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure as soon as the election is over, your country will improve immediately. As for me, I'll be home on that day doing essentially the same thing as you. The only difference is when I get finished masturbating, I'm going to have a little something to show for it, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
You understand that shit? They tell you to raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible. Does this stuff really matter? Which hand? Does God really give a fuck about details like this? Suppose you put your right hand on the Bible, you raise your left hand. Would that count? Or would God say, sorry, wrong hand, try again? And why does one hand have to be raised? What is the magic in this gesture? This seems like some sort of a primitive voodoo mojo shtick. Why not put your left hand on the Bible, let your right hand hang down by your side? It's more natural. Or put it in your pocket. Remember what your mother used to say? Don't put your hands in your pockets. Does she know something we don't know? Is this hand shit really important? Well, let's get back to the Bible, America's favorite national theatrical prop. Suppose the Bible they hand you to swear on is upside down, or backward, or both, and you swear to tell the truth on an upside down backward Bible. Would that count? Suppose the Bible they hand you is an old Bible and half the pages are missing. Suppose all they have is a Chinese Bible in an American court, or a Braille Bible and you're not blind. Suppose they hand you an upside down backward Chinese Braille Bible with half the pages missing. At what point does all of this stuff just break down and become just a lot of stupid shit that somebody made up? They fucking made it up, folks. It's make-believe. It's make-believe. Now, all right. Okay. Let's leave the Bible aside. We'll get back to the science fiction reading later. The more important question is, what is the big deal about swearing to God in the first place? Why does swearing to God mean you're going to tell the truth? Wouldn't affect me. If they said to me, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, I'd say, yeah. I'll tell you about as much truth as the people who wrote that fucking Bible. How do you like that? Swearing on the Bible doesn't mean anything. It's kid. Swearing to God is kid stuff. Did you remember when you were a kid? If you told another kid something he didn't quite believe, he'd say, "You swear to God?" I would always say, "Yeah, I swear to God," even if I was lying. Why not? What's going to happen if I lie? Nothing. Nothing happens if you lie, unless you get caught, and that's a whole different story. Sometimes a kid would think he was being slick with me, and he'd say, "You swear on your mother's grave?" I'd say, "Yeah. Why not? First of all, my mother was alive. She didn't even have a grave. Second of all, even if she was dead, what's she going to do? Rise from the grave and come and haunt me? Come and haunt me? All because I told a lie to an 8-year-old? Get fucking real, will you?"
Oh,
sometimes I would say, "I swear on my mother's tits." Kids are impressed with things like that. I mean, I don't care about my mother's tits either. I don't care if they fell off. Fuck her. Not my problem. They're your tits, Ma. You keep an eye on them. Swearing to God doesn't mean anything. Swearing on the Bible doesn't mean anything. You know why? Because Bible or no Bible, God or no God, if it suits their purposes, people are going to lie in court. The police do it all the time. All the time. Yes, they do. It's part of their job to protect, to serve, and to commit perjury whenever it supports the state's case. Swearing on the Bible is just one more way of controlling people and keeping them in line, and it's one more thing that holds us back as a species. Here's one more item for you, the last in our civics book, rights. Boy, everyone in this country's always running around yammering about their fucking rights. I have a right, you have no right, we have a right, they don't have a right. Folks, I hate to spoil your fun, but there's no such thing as rights, okay? They're imaginary. We made them up, like the Boogeyman. The Three Little Pigs, Pinocchio, Mother Goose, shit like that. Rights are an idea. They're just imaginary. They're a cute idea. Cute. But that's all. Cute and fictional. But if you think you do have rights, let me ask you this. Where do they come from? People say, well, they come from God. They're God-given rights. Oh, fuck. Here we go again. Here we go again. The God excuse. The last refuge of a man with no answers and no argument. It came from God. Anything we can't describe must have come from God. Personally, folks, I believe that if your rights came from God, he would have given you the right to some food every day, and he would have given you the right to a roof over your head. God would have been looking out for you. God would have been looking out for you. You know that? He wouldn't have been worried about making sure you have a gun so you get drunk on Sunday night and kill your girlfriend's parents. But let's say it's true. Let's say God gave us these rights. Why would he give us a certain number of rights? The Bill of Rights in this country has 10 stipulations, okay? 10 rights. And apparently God was doing sloppy work that week because we've had to amend the Bill of Rights an additional 17 times. So God forgot a couple of things like slavery. Just fucking slipped his mind. But let's say God gave us the original 10. He gave the British 13. The British Bill of Rights has 13 stipulations. The Germans have 29. The Belgians have 25. The Swedish have only 6. And some people in the world have no rights at all. What kind of a fucking goddamn God-given deal is that? No rights at all? Why would God give different people in different countries different numbers of different rights? Boredom? Amusement? Bad arithmetic? Do we find out at long last, after all this time, that God is weak in math skills? Doesn't sound like divine planning to me. Sounds more like human planning. Sounds more like one group trying to control another group. In other words, business as usual in America. Now, if you think you do have rights, one last assignment for you. Next time you're at the computer, get on the internet, go to Wikipedia. When you get to Wikipedia, in the search field for Wikipedia, I want you to type in Japanese Americans 1942, and you'll find out all about your precious fucking rights, okay? All right. You know about it. You know about it. Yeah. In 1942, there were 110,000 Japanese American citizens in good standing, law-abiding people who were thrown into internment camps simply because their parents were born in the wrong country. That's all they did wrong. They had no right to a lawyer, no right to a fair trial, no right to a jury of their peers, no right to due process of any kind. The only right they had, right this way, into the internment camps. Just when these American citizens needed their rights the most, their government took them away. And rights aren't rights if someone can take them away. They're privileges. That's all we've ever had in this country is a bill of temporary privileges. And if you read the news even badly, you know that every year the list gets shorter and shorter and shorter. You see how sooner or later? Yeah. Sooner or later, the people in this country are going to realize the government does not give a fuck about them. Government doesn't care about you or your children or your rights or your welfare or your safety. It simply doesn't give a fuck about you. It's interested in its own power. That's the only thing, keeping it and expanding it wherever possible. Personally, when it comes to rights, I think one of two things is true. I think either we have unlimited rights or we have no rights at all. Personally, I lean toward unlimited rights. I feel, for instance, I have the right to do anything I please. But if I do something you don't like, I think you have the right to kill me. So where are you going to find a fairer fucking deal than that? So the next time some asshole says to you, I have a right to my opinion, you say, oh yeah? Well, I have a right to my opinion, and my opinion is you have no right to your opinion. Then shoot the fuck and walk away. Thank you.
Man, George Carlin was too raw for most white Americans,
There's
yo.
a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be.
So far, I'm... for about 7 hours. Maybe 6 or 7 hours so far. Gradually applying a second layer of paint, just trying to get some some of these tones and details in there.
Be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners, and it's bad for you. Now, you wouldn't know it from some of the things I've said over the years, but I like people. I do. I like people, but I like them in short bursts. I don't like people for extended periods of time. I'm all right with them for a little while, but once you get up past around minute and a half, I got to get the fuck out of there. And my reason for this, is for one that you may share, possibly. I have a very low tolerance level for stupid bullshit. That's all. Stupid bullshit.
A minute and a half, and I gotta get the fuck up out of here.
And everyone wants to tell you they're stupid bullshit. And a lot of them don't know when to stop talking. You ever run into that guy? Doesn't know when to stop talking, just continues running at the mouth like verbal diarrhea. Don't know when the conversation's over. Stupid, trivial shit you don't care anything about. Things you're not even remotely interested in. Did I tell you about my mom and dad? Well, my mom and dad went on vacation down to Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. This is about 6 years ago, I think. Seemed like it was about 6 years ago. 6 or 7, possibly 7, could be. Yeah. Somewhere in there, 6, 7, more than 6, less than 7. Let's call it 6.5. So my mom and dad went on vacation in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, and my dad found a big rock. What he thought was a big rock, turns out it was a dinosaur turd. A petrified dinosaur turd, 27-pounder. You know, now that I think of it, it might have been 8 years ago. That would have been close to Y2K, wouldn't it? Remember Y2K? Whatever happened? Everybody's all worried about that. Nothing ever happened. Big fuss. Nothing ever happened. You know? God, that's strange, you know? So let's say, we'll say it's 8 years. It was either 8 or 5. So my dad gave my mom this big turd. He said, here, Mom, this is a big dinosaur turd. Put it in your purse and take that home. My mom said, Dad, I don't think this is a dinosaur turd. This thing is still warm. Whoever dropped this thing is still walking around in here, and we better get the fuck out of this cave. Nine years ago. 9. I know it was 9 because my wife was pregnant with our first boy, Mahmoud ibn El Said Ben Salam. And he's 10 now. Or is he? He's 11. Maybe he's 11. He's either 11 or 5. And while all this is going on, you're searching through your mind for something diplomatic and tactful and graceful that you can say to help end the conversation. And all I can ever come up with is, blow it out your ass! 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 You know? But you can't say that. Good manners don't permit it. You have to find another way, and I go to body language. I try to use my body language to show that the conversation's over. I find myself leaning at a 45-degree angle, trying to indicate the direction I'd like to go. If this person would just shut the fuck up. And then I might even give him a verbal cue. Surgery. Surgery. I'm late for surgery. I'm having my ears sewn shut. You know? Yeah. Same people on the phone. Same people on the phone. Don't know when to hang up. Don't know when the conversation's over. Dumb, trivial shit. Dumb questions. So what are you guys going to do 5 summers from now? We haven't made any plans. Marge wants to go to the beach. The kids kind of like it at the lake, and I want to go to the mountains. Grandma wants to visit her sister in Frog Balls, Arkansas. How about you? You made any plans? It's never too early to make plans. We're going to Norway in 2025. Did you know that up until the 1950s, Norway's economy was based largely on fishing? But now, thanks to the expansion of the world economy and improved drilling technique, and once again, you're searching through your mind for the right thing to say to help end the conversation. Shut the fuck up comes to mind. Or blow it out your, how about shut your fucking pie hole, might be good. Or if he prefers cake, shut your fucking cake hole. But these things, you don't want to, you can't say those things. And you can't use body language on the phone. Well, you can always amuse yourself, you know.
Oh my God.
Or if it's your mother, you show your mother respect, you put her on speakerphone.
Oh my God.
But that doesn't move the conversation along. You have to find another trick, and I go to tone of voice. Do you ever use your tone of voice to try to talk them into a soft landing? You try to coax the person toward the end. Right. Good. Okay. Good. All right, then. Good. Right. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. All right. Oh, fuck. There he goes again. You remember my neighbor with the burns on 90% of her body? Well, she burned the other 10% now. She was lighting a fart and her bush caught fire. Listen, Reverend. Reverend, I hate to be rude, but I just took a 3.5-hour shit. And I'm bleeding from the asshole. Well, I don't have any Mercurochrome. Yes, I'll put a Snoopy Band-Aid on it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You do that for me. Yes, say a prayer for my asshole. Thank you very much. You have to resort to these tactics because many people do not understand what a phone call should be or what a phone call is. Ideally, a phone call is the brief exchange of a few vital pieces of information. This is a phone call. Hey, Steve, what time's the circle jerk start tonight? 10 o'clock. Okay, listen, I'm going to be a little bit late. You'll have to start without me. Oh, don't worry, I'll catch up. I'm eating a whole bunch of oysters and watching a horny movie. It's called Tarzan Fucks a Zebra. Russell Crowe. Well, it's kind of a fantasy. Right now, Renee Zellweger is blowing a unicorn. That's a phone call. It should not be a 2.5-hour harangue of your third cousin describing her mailman's liposuction. God, people are fucking boring. People are just fucking boring.
This man was crazy. All right, I'm almost at 2 hours.
So you know what I've been doing? Going through my address book and crossing out the dead people. You do that? That's a lot of fun, isn't it? Gives you a good feeling. Kind of gives you a feeling of power. A superiority to have outlasted another old friend. But you can't do it too soon, you know? You can't do it too soon. You can't come running home from the funeral and get the book out, you know, and be looking through the book. You can't do that. A little time has to pass. You have to let a little time go by. I have a rule of thumb, 6 weeks. If you're a friend of mine and you're in my book and you die, I leave you alone for an extra 6 weeks. 6 extra weeks in the book on the house, it's on me. Now, speaking of dead people, there are things we say when someone dies. Most of us say, a lot of us do, things we say that no one ever questions. They just kind of go unexamined. Give you a couple examples. After someone dies, the following conversation is bound to take place, probably more than once. Two guys meet on the street. Hey, did you hear? Phil Davis died. Phil Davis? I just saw him yesterday. Yeah. Didn't help. He died anyway. Apparently, the simple act of your seeing him did not slow his cancer down. In fact, it may have made it more aggressive. You know, you could be responsible for Phil's death. Damn. How do you live with yourself? Here's another thing they say after a death. This is usually said to the surviving spouse. Listen, if there's anything I can do, anything at all, please don't hesitate to ask. What are you going to do, a resurrection? This ain't the fucking New Testament, you know. You know what you tell a guy like that who wants to help? Oh, fine, why don't you come over this weekend? You can paint the garage. Bring your plunger. The upstairs toilet overflowed and there's shit all over the floor up there. Do you drive a tractor? Good, that'll come in handy. The North 40 needs a lot of attention. Bring your chainsaw and your pickaxe. We're going to put your ass to work. He wants to help? Fuck him. Call his bluff. Call his bluff. Don't hesitate to ask. The nerve of these pricks. Here's another thing we say to the surviving spouse. I'm keeping him in my thoughts. Where? Where exactly in your thoughts does he fit? In between my ass hurts in this chair and let's fuck the waitress? What are your priorities? We use a lot of euphemisms when we talk about death, you know? People say things like, you know, I lost my father. Ah, he'll turn up. You gotta stay optimistic with people like that. Give them reason to hope. Have you checked the dumpster out back? They used to like to take a nap in there. Keep it upbeat. Now,
keep it up.
There's something else that is said after a death, but this one involves belief, which is where I begin to have big problems. This one happens after the funeral, after the burial, back at the house. Back at the house where the family and friends and the loved ones of the deceased are having some food and drink and enjoying some warm reminiscences.
What about
of the person
sleep?
who passed
I already went
away.
to sleep and
Sooner
woke
or
up.
later, someone is bound to say the following, especially after a few drinks. You know, I think he's up there now, smiling down at us. And I think he's pleased. Now, first of all, there is no up there. No. For people to be smiling down from. It's poetic, it's quaint.
All right, guys.
And
I'm
I
at
guess for
2 hours.
superstitious people, it provides a little comfort, but it doesn't exist.
And it's early in the morning.
But if it did, and if someone did somehow survive death in a non-physical form, I personally think he'd be far too busy with other celestial activities than to be standing around paradise, smiling down.
All right, so I just basically worked on her hand for a little while and had a good debate for a little while. So I'm gonna go hop on a game for like an hour or so. What time is it? It's like 2 in the morning. I'll probably hop on the game for like an hour or so, get some more sleep, and then I'll be back up in the morning, and I'll be right back in here.
Up at us.
See you guys next time. Peace.
Apparently, it never occurs to people that their loved ones might hell. Your parents.